We are back in the kitchen.
Yes, we are.
And see, back here in the kitchen, in addition to all the great music, there's silverware dropping left and right.
Told the waiters, don't serve while I'm on. Don't serve while I'm on.
I'm here with Paul Schaefer, who...
Don't listen to me.
Paul you've been the musical director for, I want to say, 23...
Well, for all the years that we've been doing it, except for the 2 years, one in L.A. and one in Cleveland when they traveled. Once have been in New York, I have been the musical director of them all. Yeah, the musical producer now, actually.
So that clip that we just watched just seemed like sheer madness. What do you remember from that moment, trying to pull all of those incredible stars together?
Well, it was absolutely madness at that time. At that time, it was just, there were no songs during the program. Everyone's just waiting till the end and perhaps jamming at the end, perhaps not. It wasn't set. You know, but by the end of this show, everybody was just dying to go. And we had some plans which were all thrown to the wind. And at this point in the show, I remember that Jeff Beck just started Satisfaction. He just started it up. And everybody went, woo! And Mick
Great idea.
And Mick just started to start to warm up. Let's go. Took off his jacket. I'm ready for business. And they did it, and everybody. And you see Mary Wilson from the Supremes singing along. And, yeah, it was...
That's got to be an incredibly difficult moment for you to pull all those people together, yeah?
It just happened. When a thing happens, it just happens. It was cool.
Paul, thank you so much.
Mark, nice to see you again.
We're going to go back to the stage. The Ventures are about to be inducted.
Here is probably the biggest instrumental record of the day, a thing called Walk, Don't Run. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the Ventures.
When the Venture sound came together, it wasn't a planned thing. It was everybody's individual talent that came together.
My biggest influence at the time was Duane Eddy. We invented the first all-guitar rock group, which became standard lineup for future rock groups.
How many albums have you fellas made?
I believe that was our 30th LP.
Take a guess at how many million recordings you've sold the world over.
20 million.
The Ventures were the only band of their kind. The style that they sort of created in their own right was pure and simple and exciting.
We don't consider ourselves to be a surf band. We play all different kinds of music and always have.
People always would ask, how do you get that sound? And we realized our sound was different, but I don't think we really knew why. It just happened to be the way we played.
The Ventures created a universal instrumental institution, and when they do a hit, you know it's been done.
The Venture sound, the rhythm sound, with the lead guitar on top of it, goes to make the Venture sound.
To induct the Ventures into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, please welcome John Fogerty.
Well, thank you. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? It was a little looser when it wasn't televised, I'll say that. It is my very great honor to be introducing the Ventures, and every guitar player on this planet knows what I'm talking about. It all started about 50 years ago when Don Wilson and Bob Bogle got together and talked about maybe getting some guitars and starting a band. They were two construction workers with a dream, my kind of guys. Soon they found Noki Edwards and Skip Moore, a drummer, and they cut a couple of vocal songs. Matter of fact, they were singing. Didn't have much success with that. The next step is pretty interesting. With the help of Don's mom, they formed their own record company. And they cut an instrumental that they'd heard on a Chet Atkins record. The song is Walk Don't Run. It gets picked up nationally and makes it all the way to #2. Much more importantly, that record kicked open a whole movement in rock and roll. And it's something I still wonder and am amazed at all these years later. The sound of it became surf music. And the audacity of it empowered guitar players everywhere. Imagine 4 guys playing rock and roll in their garage and getting paid to do it. With my old band, we would sit around and try to learn all these songs. You can imagine me and Doug and Stu in a garage in El Cerrito, picking apart all these Ventures songs and trying to figure out what made it work. And we were getting a great education along the way. When the Ventures first hit the radio, I would say I was gone. The Ventures have gone on to record over 250 albums. Good Lord, think about that. Nowadays, some of us would be happy to sell 250 albums. These guys gotta love Japan. Over there, they are gods. They've created several of the most important songs of all time in that country. In this country, there was a time when they had 5 albums in the top 100 at the same time. I could go on, but it's enough to say the Ventures are the most popular instrumental rock and roll band of all time. This is long overdue, and guys like me sure appreciate this. It is my honor to induct the Ventures into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I don't know why it is, but every time I get into a theater like this that has these loges or box seats, it makes me think of, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like the play? I know it's wrong, but I do it anyway. Anyway, I'm an old person, so I got all this. And I know the other Ventures are going to talk for about 5 seconds, so I'll try to make this fast. Hi, everybody. Talk real fast. Okay, my partner and I, Bob Bogle, started an instrumental group called the Ventures in 1959. Bob couldn't make it tonight, which is a shame. Who would have thought that after recording Walk Don't Run 48 years ago, we would be going through this honor tonight? Yeah. Not bad for 2 former bricklayers. And I know there's a few former bricklayers out there tonight. I'm sure there is. Let's see. Also, my mom, Josie Wilson, who was a big part of our, oh, thank you, yeah, who was a big part of our early success. If she could have lived just 1 more year, she would have seen this, and it's a shame, too. Anyway, I'm sure she's here in spirit. And some of the people I want to thank: Mark Christopher of KBSG Seattle, Lieutenant Governor Brad Owen of Washington State, and Governor Gregoire for making the 10th of March in Washington State Ventures Day. Yeah. I want to thank everyone at the Liberty Theater watching this on the big screen. Also, kudos to Jack DeFranco, our manager, Fiona Taylor, my son, Tim, my wife, Dory, who is my biggest help, and to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members who voted to get us inducted. But most of all, I want to thank our fans all over the world. May God bless you and keep you safe and healthy. Thank you very much.
My name is Noki Edwards. I'm the lead guitarist. Thank you. I'd like to thank Chet Atkins and Les Paul for their inspiration. And also, I'd like to thank the bands too, and I'd like to thank Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And my wife too, Judy, for doing all the work for me. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Bob Spaulding, and I'm the luckiest guy in music tonight. I've had the opportunity to work with this great band with playing and recording for over 30 years. And I've got the honor tonight to play Walk Don't Run for a friend and a mentor, Mr. Bob Bogle, the co-founder of the Ventures and a truly innovator of guitar and bass guitar. I know Bob wanted me to thank his early influences, the guitars of Les Paul, Chet Atkins, and Wayne Eddy. And I'm sure he also would like to thank his longtime partnership with Don Wilson, Noki Edwards, and his wonderful Yumi. Bob wanted to express his profound thanks for his induction and the Ventures induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Bob, thank you for your contribution to rock and roll. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Fiona Taylor. I'm the manager for the Ventures and also the widow of Mel Taylor, the drummer with the group, and I'm here with his son Leon to accept on his behalf. Before I do that, I'd like to thank the drummers that were with the group before Mel came. There was Skip Moore, who recorded the first Walk Don't Run and gave it its original sound along with the other guys, and also Howie Johnson, who was the recording and touring drummer for the first 2.5 years of the Ventures' career. And now to Mel. Well, he would have been so delighted and happy and proud to have been here tonight, I can't even begin to tell you. He loved music and he loved performing for the fans. And one of the things that really made him happy was when he saw young people pick up a guitar or drumsticks or any other instrument and start getting into the next generation of players so that the world could understand and enjoy music. So here's Leon.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight. I'd like to thank Bob and Don for their support. I've been with the guys 11 years now, and it's the thrill of a lifetime to play with the Ventures. Also got to thank my wife, Patty, for putting up with me for the last 11 years and the tour schedules and all that. And in honor of my father, Mel Taylor, and our family, I'm honored to accept the award. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon. Thank you. My name's John Durrell, and it's a pleasure to be here tonight and accept this award for Jerry McGee. Jerry's lead guitar player, also with the Ventures. And he wishes for me to thank the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all their people, their members and associates. I first met Jerry back in the late 60s when I joined the Ventures as a keyboard player and a songwriter. Jerry had a unique thumb-picking style of guitar And I think that's what helped to make the magic of the Venture sound for decades, of course, along with Noki and the rest of the guys. Jerry's influences, as he told me a few days ago, Merle Travis. He loved Chet Atkins, and of course his beloved daddy, Dennis. Dennis was a legendary Cajun fiddle player from Louisiana, and he recorded in the 20s and the 30s. Besides Jerry's recording and touring with the Ventures, he has co-written many songs, as Don mentioned, that were standards in the Far East today, many of them. Every time I see old Jerry, he's either carrying a guitar, he's picking on it, he's cleaning it, he's polishing. He's one of those guys, you know, he loves to stay close to his work, as I say. And I think that says it all. You know, he does what he loves. And what more can you ask? And Jerry, thanks for having me accept this for you. And thank everybody for being here, and especially the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation. Thank you. You bet.